And we're back once again, ladies and gentlemen, only on Last Call. Last Call with the alcohol, only on the Last Call YouTube channel. Joining me here on location, this man here, he will be fighting once again. And well, he has his eyes on Stephen Fulton. Well, a possible big title shot, up ahead. But first, he has to get by June 18th. It's none other than Charlo versus Licky. It's going to be this man versus Mike Plania. I give you once again one of the best kept secrets in boxing for now. Well, that's going to be probably not ending very soon. I give you Aleem. Race, let's start off here with a big question. Now, you, Mike Plania. So so you've been talking about you want a title shot. I know that Stephen Fulton has sort of his own title defense. What is at stake here against you versus Mike?
Well, as far as I know, it's going to be a title eliminator fight. It's going to be an extremely tough fight, great matchup on the Charlo undercard. But yeah, so we're fighting for that number one spot to be the mandatory challenger to Stephen Fulton.
Are you disappointed? Because I know when we last talked, you thought the feeling was okay. It's either Fulton or bust, and it seems like okay, yes, good news is you're getting another high price fight. Bad news is, well, you got to wait a little bit and take on Mike Plania. Is there disappointment? It's almost like another hoop you got to jump through again.
Well, kinda, yeah. It's like this fight was supposed to been happen. I mean, to be honest, it was supposed to been happen. I was supposed to been have my title shot, really with the Akmadalia, and then with Stephen Fulton, So it seems like things keep on getting pushed back and pushed back. In the sport of boxing, you have to consistently prove yourself, and I'm okay with doing that. I just want my shot, So I have to fight a great fighter, and Mike Plania, I have to get through him, which I plan on doing, and then our roads will collide. Me and Stephen Fulton, it's going to end up happening for sure.
How dangerous is this fight? Because nobody knows, a lot of people don't know who Mike Plania is. Like, oh, who the hell is this kid? And yet people who know boxing know he's pretty good. I mean, he's 26-1, 13 knockouts. He has some pop. This is one of those Filipino fighters who they've cut their teeth at an early age. They've been fighting guys like Juan Carlos Payano. He was fighting, guys, all the way back like Philip Harcone in his sixth fight, a guy who had almost 50 fights in between him. He's fresh off of some back-to-back wins over Giovanni Gutierrez, Joshua Greer, Emmanuel Magawa. How dangerous is a fight like this against somebody who most people don't know, but he's pretty damn freaking good.
Yeah. I mean, he's a great fighter. In my opinion, a future world champion. He's explosive. He has power. Well balanced. And something good for him. He's under the radar. So can surprise a lot of people. But I'm coming in this fight prepared. I know what I have to do. I really just have to go out there and be Aleem, and don't have to do nothing more, nothing less. Just be me, and I believe I'll come out on top. But yeah, it's a very dangerous fight. Everybody at this level is extremely good. They're extremely tough, and that's what it's all about. I loved it.
So for a guy like that, do you look at sort of like other fighters who he's fought? Do you look at tape? Do you let your corner just do that? Like for a guy like this who's under the radar, like what do you do to prepare? Or is it just all right, I'm gonna focus on myself and he's gonna adapt to me?
Well, I did kind of look and see what was out there. My trainer said there was like two fights on YouTube or something like that on the guy. So I watched the one with him and Greer and stuff like that. So I watched it, and he looked good. And I let my trainers and stuff kind of dig into film, and they relay the message to me and stuff. But yeah, like I said, I just plan on going out there and being Aleem. Champions can adapt and adjust, and if I have to, I plan on doing that.
Going back to the last fight, because we're definitely going back to this in a bit, but taking back to your last fight, it was as I said, you, Eduardo Baez. We talked about this is a kid who was coming forward here. What went right? What went wrong? Were you surprised at how well he held up? You hit him with some good hard shots, and at the end of it, at the end of 10 rounds, he was still there, going, "All right, I'm keep walking forward and trying to make it as competitive as possible."
Well, I was hoping he was going to try to be forehead to forehead a little more, because that's his type of style. That's what he wants to do, put his head on your chest. So that's kind of what I was hoping for. He, for the most part, I had him fighting on his back foot, but it was a competitive fight. He's a really tough fighter. I kind of, I didn't go in there 100%. I killed myself to make weight, and I feel like that hurt me in the fight. It was the first time in my career to where I felt the effects of cutting weight the wrong way. I felt slow and sluggish. I felt weak, but I still held it together. And yeah, it's just I held it together. I just really just found a way to win when there was other factors, outside of boxing, and then inside the ring. I just felt like I couldn't catch a break. The deck was stacked against me, but I found a way to come out on top and get a win. And yeah.
You mentioned the weight. So is this something that you and your team worry about might be a long-term thing? That the weight, I know you said you had a bad weight cut, that you're taking responsibility, saying, "Hey, I didn't do it right," but you are 31. The older you get, the tougher it is to make 121 pounds, especially at 5'6". So could you use is this sort of a prelude to, well, I might need to bump up to featherweight next?
Yeah. I've already been thinking about some things. Like I said, I was supposed to Ben had 2 different title shots. So if I struggle to make weight this fight like I did last fight, then I'll be forced to move up. Only because it was just crazy. I've always made weight, but I've never had to kill myself like that to do it. So and then if I don't get the title shot after this fight, like I've been promised and whatnot, then I'll be moving up. Either the 26 or even 30. I would love to fight a Navarrete or another big name, and to see how we match up and fight the best of the best.
So how does it work? Because everybody thinks, oh, it's easier with Al Heyman. You just make a call, he makes a call, and these fights happen. And as you find out, it's like, no, the other guy has to agree. And I get it. Fulton, he unified the titles. He wanted a bit of a softer touch. It's like, all right, fine. We'll sort of acquiesce to your request. But how frustrating is it sometimes where it's like it takes 2 to tango, and unless a mandatory say you got to fight this guy, even then it's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go someplace else, and you guys can just wait.
Yeah. A lot of his boxing politics, something that I didn't really understand that much about until I got to a certain point or a certain level, and you can really see and kind of understand the boxing politics behind it, how it can work against you in most times, and sometimes work in your favor, but not likely. But it all comes down to boxing politics, like Ahmadalia, he fights on DAZN, I fight on PBC, and do they want to, sometimes they want to keep things in house. Do they really want to make that fight happen? Is it a mega fight? No. Okay, well, let's just push that on the back burner. He'll fight this guy. Or Fulton will make an excuse like, oh, I want to fight somebody who has a belt. Okay, well, he's fighting Roman and he doesn't have a belt. I was supposed to fight Roman, but he gets that shot when I was supposed to. It's just, it's just boxing politics. It just, it is what it is, but regardless of what, you still have to prove yourself. You still have to go out there and win. And at some point in time, that your time's going to come, my shot's going to come. So I just have to be prepared for that moment.
I'll go back to the weight for a second. You said that it was a tough weight cut, that you were having trouble, you were killing yourself to make the weight. I'm guessing this wasn't because you were having like tomahawk steaks every night, like chasing it down with, a soda, a pack of chocolate chip cookies, waking up, I'm gonna have waffles in the morning. I'm guessing it wasn't that. So, like, what was it that made the weight kind of difficult, and how much of it is you're trying to put on muscle weight, you're trying to get stronger, and at the same time, your body's going, yeah, we have no more fat. We can't burn this. The fat tank is empty, folks. The fat tank is just not there.
Well, to put in the proper perspective, I was going through a lot of stuff, before the fight, like a lot of type stuff, and this is extremely hard. There's a life outside of boxing and stuff, and just trying to juggle everything. But you have this huge fight on the horizon, so you're trying to be the best you can be. But there's also a lot of other factors that just came into play, and I checked my weight and I was doing good. The weight was cool, and then I'm like, all right, so I can eat a little bit. I want to be strong for the fight. So I ate a little bit. Sometimes things hit the fan, whatever, and it was just a struggle. Like I'm a disciplined fighter. I don't wake up and like eat things or do things I'm not supposed to do. But yeah, I just got to do better. I don't want to struggle this fight like I did last fight, because I had to put myself in the best situation to win, and killing myself to make weight isn't doing that.
Last question, I'll let you go before I know you were pressed for time and you're getting ready for this fight. Even though we still have a month, how tough is it doing all this? I mean, because people think, oh, it's easy. You just go out there, you make sure you eat right, you stay in shape and all that. And as I said, you're 31 years old now. It's not like 22 years old. Oh, I can have a burger, fries. I'll be able to sweat it off. I mean, this fight, the previous fight, even I'll say, your fight against Basilas. How much have you started noticing? It's like, okay, it's gonna be a little bit tougher here. And how tough is it balancing all this, even with nutritionists, even with strength and conditioning coach, where it's just the body going, yeah, we can't do this. I'm sorry, 121 is becoming a bit of a bitch. And how frustrating is that for you, where you're trying to get to a title shot? It's almost like time is not on your side, but you basically are fighting, father time as well as your body.
Well, what I try to do is listen to my body, do a better job listening to my body, because I'm a workhorse. I'll do a 3 a day, 2 a days. I do those type of workouts, but I also try to listen to my body even more so recently. And it's also taking a page out of other fighters' books, Nonito Donaire, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Bernard Hopkins, fighters who were older but still were at an elite level. So it's not impossible. It's definitely possible. But are you mentally strong enough to do it? Are you disciplined enough to do it? So all that comes down to how much do you want it? Like, boxing, like this is my whole life. It's taking me everything just to sit here and have this conversation with you. I got to work 2 times or 3 times as hard as these other guys just to be in the same conversation. And that's okay. That's just the hand, I was dealt. But yeah, just have to listen to my body and stay mentally strong. A lot of it is mentally, if you're not strong enough mentally, you're just going to break, you're going to crack, and it's just not going to work out. So I try to do that and hope for the best.
There you have it, folks. Once again, we're proud to have on the show. I give you none other than undefeated, hopefully soon, title contender or title challenger, so you say. I'll give you Aleem. Rais, before I let you go, where can fans check you out? Where is a Twitter page, Instagram, the website, and also who are the sponsors going to be for this fight coming up? Once again, June 18th, only on Showtime.
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Aleem Boxing. I had a few different sponsors, but I'm getting some different sponsors for this fight. Some people down in Houston and just whatnot. So still working on the sponsors. But yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Aleem Boxing.
Nice, Aleem, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, always on a pleasure having on the show. Stay tuned for more great interviews coming up once again, only on It's Last Call. Last Call with the Alcohol, only on is the Last Call YouTube channel.